Step in the box, baseball fans. Welcome back to another episode of Batter Up with Brett and John. Happy Friday night, John. It's been a while. Heston Kjerstad comes out, hits a boom, first home run.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's doing that. Happy Friday Night Lights, happy Football Friday if you got a high school near you. As I've said before on this channel, we've got the high school right over here, literally in our backyard. I haven't heard a whole lot of touchdowns tonight. I wonder if the microphone's working. But, yeah, it's been, 3 weeks since we've done a show. And happy to get back on the regular scheduled time, even though this is not a normal night. We're either usually a Sunday night, Thursday night, or anywhere in between. So Friday, this time it is. We got a lot of good topics. You know what? I'm going to do a quick rundown of topics. And I'll kick it back over to you to give our viewers a preview of what we're going to talk about tonight. So we're going to talk about Bowman Chrome. We saw that release officially this week. We're going to talk about Topps update. A lot of things going on there with regards to the odds and pre-orders and the checklist. Ooh, boy, the checklist. Sapphire, how bad is that product? How good is that product? Week 1 of the NFL, Aaron Rodgers getting hurt on the 4th play of the game. It looks like he's already had successful surgery. The NBA playoff, or not NBA playoffs, MLB playoffs, the NBA training camp starts soon. We've got logo fractor updates for many, many people out there. We have got other releases coming in the month of October, and I kick it over to you for that. And guess what, Brett? The Packers still own the Bears. I hate to say it, but it looks like Jordan Love is picking up right where Aaron Rodgers left off. And he's just going to put it to them every single time. So I know it's only 1 week, but hey.
I did not get hyped up for the Bears at all. I kept my mouth shut. I had a feeling they're going to suck, and they're going to be the worst team in the league this year again. They're horrible. You could have picked up the best player in the draft last year, and you passed him up, and then you watch him just destroying dudes on the D line. It's so frustrating, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you're a Bears fan.
Well, hey, I'm happy. It looks like Jordan Love's actually pretty good as a Packer fan. It does look like I live here in Indianapolis area. It looks like Anthony Richardson's better than we thought too. I think he was actually a little more accurate than people thought, and he looks very, very fired up to play out there. It was fun. The crowd really got into him, so very pleasantly surprised to see what happens there. But overall, a pretty good start to the week, week 1 of the NFL. So you get to pick first topic. You guys, you want to talk about Bowman Chrome?
Let's talk about logo fractor because yesterday I got a call from the MLB store, and I was shocked because what's that been? It's been a while. I don't remember the day that it released. I really don't remember what day that was. It's been a while. And so I called him back, left a message. She called me back like immediately. I was on my lunch. I answered the phone, and she, I like talking to people. And she said, she thanked me for being so nice. And she said, they have been getting cursed out on a daily basis. I mean, so the reason I want to talk about this is because even though this is an MLB exclusive logo fractor, they cannot release this in store. They have got to put this on Fanatics website because they have been making calls for a week straight for 4 boxes a person. She said they still have another week to go calling people. Did you get your call?
I did not yet, no. We went through another 8 hours of calls today, and I still didn't get my call. It's got to be getting close. There must have been a ton of people that called right around that 2:30 hour because I didn't get a call yet. So I've been waiting. I know Ziggy Noah is in here. He actually commented on my video when I made a short real quick yesterday. I said, hey, guys, logo fractor's back on. Little did we know that anybody that called that first day to call the MLB store to place your order, they said leave a message and a callback. We thought, you guys all just blew us off. And you got that call, and Peds got the call, and Stu got the call, and Lucky Peter got the call, and Lucky Peter got a call, twice. Yeah, he got his call twice. It's very interesting to see how that played out. It looked like they maybe sat on it for a week, and like you were commenting in our chat that we have back and forth during the week that 23,000 people called, or 23,000 phone calls were left in 1 hour apparently, which is just insane. I mean, that's like a whole city to go through, and they have enough boxes if they do 4 per person.
Yeah,
which is crazy. That's crazy.
They say right on their message that if you called before 5 p.m. Eastern that day, that they have enough allotted to cover all those calls. And then after that, they can't guarantee. So
Right.
if you left a message before 5 Eastern, there is a chance that you got a call. Or they are going to get a call.
I don't know if they work weekends or if I'm going to have to wait till Monday, but I'll have my phone on me. I will have, I'll have to see. I don't know if they'll call on Saturday. I don't know if they'll call Sunday. I got to check their store hours, but I assume they're open 11 to 7. So I haven't gotten a call yet, but I also know I didn't miss it either. So I would have seen that, but unless they didn't get my message, which not the end of the world, but
I'm sure they did. It'll be coming. I do believe there was a whole bunch of calls within that one time frame, which got blown up. So I'm in another group with Underground Runaround with Brad from Underground Case Breaks, and our calls were kind of very similar, and a few of them haven't got calls either. So I think we're all in the same boat. It's crazy what's happened. And boy, those cards look amazing today. It doesn't look like they made, they did not expand the checklist.
I've 110 cards, yeah, just as it was last year. And all the ones I've seen open, 2 to 3 parallels per box again.
I have a feeling they didn't make much more of it, which is awesome. But man, the short prints look amazing. I saw a Gunnar Henderson short print, and that card looks sexy. It looks so awesome. I tried to buy one on Facebook, but got sniped. It's crazy, man. That product's total fire.
I honestly, if you're going to buy singles of that, I would wait till everybody gets their boxes and then go buy the singles you want raw. If the quality control was good this year, go buy it raw or go buy it at a card show when it gets, opened up in a couple weeks. I don't know what the secondary market was going in terms of box prices. I think it was about $170, $175. I can imagine that's going to hit probably $125 maybe, because there's going to be so much of this that hits the market all of a sudden because people are going to get their 4. That's why so many people called. I mean, they didn't want to open the boxes. Maybe they did. I'm probably going to sit on a bunch of mine. I'll probably open half and sit on half. So we'll see. But if I get them, knock on wood. But yeah, that was a pleasant surprise to hear that even was going to play out in the collector's favor, because I was not expecting that.
I was having a conversation with a friend and said, what is the price you would pay to rip a case? And I told him, I said, if I were able to get a case, I would pay $4,000 to actually still rip them and open them. But after that, I wouldn't go any farther. But you are not going to get a case for $4,000. I mean, you're looking at $6,000 to $6,500 for a case. It's insane.
Well, the reason that is because they obviously had a lot of interest, and the allocation was done differently at 4 boxes max per person, right? So nobody got cases unless you were in the store.
Yeah, that first day too. It was the people that got the cases were there first day right away, and then they put a kibosh to that. Those sold out.
Yeah, because everybody would have had the same idea, and the case would have sold for $3,000 a pop, and they would have sold through I don't know how many cases they had, 2,000 cases of 40-box cases or whatever. They would have sold through that pretty quick. But yeah, that's one I didn't expect. Moving on to other Topps products, Sapphire. We have seen that product as a Jekyll and Hyde. It's either really good or horrible. I saw Neo Cards and Comics, who doesn't tune into our live, but I do watch his content. He had 2 boxes, and it left him pretty much speechless because they were both trash. But then I've seen a couple other boxes that were pretty solid. And then RS Rips, who watches our live, he had a box that was short of parallel, but it was loaded with every rookie that you could have imagined. A Jordan Walker, Volpe, Cabrera, Peraza, I'm probably forgetting somebody,
Yeah.
but it was a lot. And
I
I thought,
watched
man,
that.
that was a pretty good box.
I watched that too, and I put a comment and I said I would open at $220, and I would take that box 100 out of 100 times, and I would keep opening all of them if I knew those rookies were coming out. Because those base cards, they're people. I've seen comments on Facebook and still, Sapphires, they produce too much of it. That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah,
Product like this product is good. The problem is it's boom or bust because the checklist is big, and your chance of getting a parallel of a good player. And then even the only good thing that this has going, the reason I opened mine is because you do have a semi-decent chance of getting one of the good rookies, because there's a lot of good rookies this year with Gunnar, Corbin Carroll, and Adley, and Chris Morrell, and then the 3 Yankees and Jordan Walker. Nolan Gorman's having a heck of a year. Francisco Alvarez, Brett Beatty. That's just, I'm sure I'm missing somebody right on that list. There's a lot of rookies that you could possibly pull. And the variations, I didn't realize the variations were in there. And then that insert they added this year is kind of a nice touch too. So I might end up opening these. We'll see. I don't know.
How many you got left?
2.
Okay, I've got 1. I haven't opened it, but I've got 1 sitting in a Tupperware container packed away.
You want a box battle tonight? We know we have a hit in here.
Yeah, Brett texted me beforehand, and he said, we want to do a box battle? And I said, what do you want to open? And he's like, how about Chrome? And then I was like, sure. And then he's like, oh, wait, no, maybe Chrome Sapphire? And I was like, what are you smoking? I was like, yeah, we're going to go for broke here on a box battle. Yeah, the $250 box. We're just going to open it on a live stream. Sure. It's a great idea. What could go wrong?
Dude, you got to be ludicrous to do that in a box battle on a freaking.
I mean, that's playing the high rollers. That's the $20 slots is what that is.
That's the really degenerate late night rips.
And it's funny. Imagine if you pulled something amazing, at least you got it on video. Well, you're going to make a video anyway, but you get my point.
That's the key, man.
Go
ahead. Let's go to Bowman Chrome.
Okay, so Bowman Chrome. We saw that for sale on Topps website. We saw it for the sale on Fanatics. I'm just not going to buy any right now. I didn't buy any in the pre-order. I didn't buy any on Wednesday. My hobby shop had it for $3.15 a box. I saw it on sale for $2.90 on Topps, and with coupons or something you could get it cheaper on Fanatics for maybe like $2.50. I don't know enough about the guys. I always feel like Bowman Chrome peaks when the breakers are breaking it, and then when another product comes out, it just kind of tails off for at least it troughs for a period of time, and then it picks back up again if guys end up emerging. But I would be patient on that one. How about you?
I opened 2 boxes. I pre-ordered 2 boxes. I love Bowman Chrome. I love the mix of rookies and prospects. I love that every card is Chrome. You're getting good hits out of it. Typically, it's expensive though. You're getting 2 autos per box. It's expensive, but it's on. If you look at it as a comparison to Topps Chrome, where you get one at $125, where you get 1 auto in the box. It's very similar because you're getting the 2 autos, but it is expensive. And I really like the product. Bowman Chrome Sapphire is an absolute must this year. If you get a chance to buy Bowman Chrome Sapphire, buy it. But I do love Bowman Chrome. I do. I think it's a great product.
I will say I made an in or out video real quick, 2 days ago. I think it went up yesterday, basically saying upcoming releases, you're either in or you're out, kind of the take on Ocean's 11, the line, you're either in or out right now, make the quick call. Bowman Chrome, I said I was out on, at least for now. Bowman Chrome Sapphire, I said I was in on. So I'm not going to make that mistake twice. I will probably go after some of that product when it drops. I whiffed on that product last year. I didn't get any. And that was a mistake.
So some of this is old news since we took 2 weeks off. The Babe Ruth bounty, 200K. If you pull the 1-1 Babe Ruth out of here, what are those? They're calling them. Are they retro fractors with the
retro
legend?
fractor? Yeah.
So 200K bounty there. Another thing that I saw is supposedly they're super rare, and I have not seen any come up on social media yet. But they're supposed to be hobby boxes that every single card is an autograph coming out of the box. They didn't make many of them, but I think they're calling them magic boxes. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, did you watch? You probably saw that from Jeff Wilson.
Yeah.
I think it was on his IG yesterday. Got a lot of people in the chat. We got a special guest, man. We got to get this guy on. I'll just bring him up. So Striker, thank you. We need to get you back on as a guest. How can we pull that off? We missed you guys. We missed you and your posse at the National. We got to make that happen. So as you were saying, when it came to the autos, 100% autos or 100% relics, I heard that too. It's nice that they do that sort of like scavenger hunt element to some of these releases. I mean, I do enjoy seeing that they're trying to make it fun, right? There's always it's the fun factor, right? It's the hunt. And it's nice to see them do that. Doing it too much and overdoing it will just make people feel like it's just gimmick city, right? And that'll just kind of drive people nuts. And if you keep upping the prices and upping the print runs, even in spite of doing that, it's just going to frustrate people in the long run. But it is fun to see them try that. When they did it with I think it was Finest, when they had, what was it, the golden ticket boxes, where every card was a gold number to 50. Same thing.
Treasure boxes or something.
Treasure boxes or whatever they were calling it. Yeah, pretty fun there. He says he'll come on anytime. I don't know. I don't think we can send him the link right now, but
yeah, we'll hook up.
We'll hook that up. Yeah, we'll definitely hook that up coming up. But yeah, what about other upcoming releases that you saw on the horizon? I made that video yesterday talking about in or out. I'm guessing. I didn't look at the actual release calendar, but I'm going to guess Ben Baller's coming, Gilded's coming, Bowman Draft is coming, Update's coming. We'll get to that in a bit. Got a little bit to talk about with Update. Any other releases that are on the horizon that you saw that caught your eye?
Here's what I wrote down that I saw on the calendar that was listed. September 22nd, Allen and Ginter's still coming up, if you're into that, which I like. 9/27, Topps Definitive, a little higher end.
Mm-hmm.
The first week of October, Topps Gilded. That was a huge one last year. That should be on everybody's radar. You got to be a little cautious. It's expensive, but if they keep it the same as last year, product was fire.
A lot of numbered cards came out of that one from what I remember. It was like all numbered cards, wasn't it?
Yeah, I passed on it, and man, that was a bad move, but it was expensive. And
it was $400 a box, wasn't it?
Yeah, the people who risk it for the biscuit, it paid off for them whether they opened it or not. And then Topps Update comes late September or October 18th, in October.
Mm-hmm.
Bowman Inception, which I've never been a big fan of Bowman Inception. Pro Debut comes out that same day. So there's 5 releases on October 18th, it says. Update, Inception, Pro Debut, Stadium Club, and Tier 1, another high-end. That's a lot of stuff.
We haven't seen Stadium Club yet?
No.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe that? Stadium Club. Oh, snap. Oh, I'm back.
I don't know what happened there. We both almost glitched out. I didn't know that Stadium Club and Chrome haven't come out. I mean, Stadium Club Chrome this year might be a fun product if they don't make a lot of it. This is a good rookie class overall. I mean, it's got good depth. I don't know. That list of upcoming releases, I mean, a few of them catch my interest a little bit. Gilded, it's expensive, like you said, but we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
I would pre-order some boxes on that.
I don't know if they'll do that on pre-order. Maybe they will.
Oh man, there's a lot of. There's a lot of people who like Stadium Club. It's a good product. I love the photos. It's just crazy how much is coming out, though. It's going to be another big end of the year.
Yeah.
Let's talk about update now, because
Yep.
you and I had a discussion. You did a video on it. Make sure to check out John's video.
I went a little overboard.
Um,
I've done 4 videos on it now.
so
Each of them a little different. I probably could have just prepped a little. I was just trying to be first to market on that and just throw some ideas out there. Checklist came out yesterday or the day before. Pre-order came out today. Oh man, the checklist. Whew, there's really not many good rookies in there as far as like base rookies. Matt McClain, a bunch of Cubby guys that are, like Matt Mervis and Miguel Amaya and Vasquez. You've got the Neto and Stefanik for the Angels. There was a guy Perez for the Padres, I think. Oh man, it was just tough to see that. And I think somebody commented on my video saying, "Did Ellie make it in?" And I kind of chuckled at that. I was like, we all wish that, honestly, if Ellie would have made it in this product for as much as they printed, because I ran those numbers too. Oh my good, this would have been the hottest product, hotter than almost last year, because they didn't make a ton of it. They made a little bit more than last year for update, but a lot less than Series 1 and Series 2 this year. And they evenly distributed the parallels amongst all the formats. You get basically the same number of golds out of a hobby case than you do out of a jumbo case, than you do out of a blaster case, than you do out of a hanger case. It's almost identical, which is great to see. There's a few formats that I didn't run the numbers for, but those are the big ones, right? They brought back the super boxes, which we saw in Series 1, because they're super. They have the 5 icy foils in there, those silver foils or whatever. I don't know what they didn't have it in Series 2, so maybe that checklist will include like Corbin Carroll, will include Anthony Volpe and some other guys that we saw in Series 2 in the super boxes. Maybe, knock on wood, I don't know. It would be fun to see. And then you got your black golds. You got a lot of depth to this product, but man, the checklist just sucks. And I wanted to be really excited about this product when I saw how much they actually printed, and then I saw the checklist, and I was like, "Geez, I don't really want to buy it." But my mind can change based on the right price. I didn't pre-order any today. I don't think you did either. And I don't know. I feel like for the right price, maybe a hanger case would be right. Because you're probably going to get a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they were $80 for hobby boxes on tops. They were $150 for jumbos. I didn't pre-order it because I figured I could get them for that price anyway locally if I wanted to. You and I were talking before we came on. If I could get a hanger case for $500, I would order one immediately. I'm going to keep an eye on Card Giants and some of the other ones.
Yeah.
If there's any discounts. And then I can't stress this enough to anybody who would watch this now or later. Update, if you can get update, if you're going to open up a lot of update, do it release day, or if you find some retail a couple days earlier, rip it and put in the work and sort the sets, put them on eBay and sell those complete sets. You can get a good chunk of your money back by doing that, because there are way more people who collect those complete sets than you think out there. There's those guys who take that complete set and put it up there, 2023 update, and they get a couple of them and they put them away. There's a lot of people underestimate that. And the only way to get the complete set is to hand collate them and put in the work. So you can get some decent amount of your money back from the base cards. So that's just my tip of the day.
Yeah, no, definitely. I want to circle back a little bit on a couple questions. So the question was, is Logo Fractor checklist the same as Topps Chrome? It's actually not, Ziggy. It's a half the checklist. So it's 110 cards instead of 220 cards. Basically, it's rookies and stars. The easiest way to describe that, it's all the good players and then all the rookies. and you're not going to get a whole lot of like filler cards that you don't really want. And then the other question you had was, will there be update Sapphire? There will most likely be update Sapphire. There always is. Last year, it was only on Topps website. In years past, it has been on Target for $150 a box. I don't know what to expect this year. My guess is it'll be about $150, $160 a box, and it should be on Topps website for sure. And it may also be on Target, but we didn't see that last year. We saw that in 2021. So that's always a fun one to chase as well. But I actually did open some of that. I did all right in the boxes that I opened. I had an orange Stephen Kwan, sold it raw for a decent chunk of change, and then I graded a Bryson Stott and a Bobby Witt. And KC Card Connection has the Bobby Witt now. That was a gift. And I sold the Bryson Stott for like $75. So I graded that one and it came back a 10. So I think I did all right in that box.
That product's amazing. But yeah, it's a big year. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out. Somebody mentioned earlier too, Ben Baller. Ben Baller's been super popular and super good. I skipped on it last year, and I should not have skipped on it last year.
They don't make a lot of it.
No.
And that's another thing I like about it. I know it's a little gimmicky because of the cards. They're like, it's Topps Chrome. It's like a product line, right? They're just making every different version of Topps Chrome. You kind of get sick of seeing the Topps Chrome brand, but it is the Topps Chrome flagship brand. They're just doing variations of it. They made less of 2022 Ben Baller than they did 2021. I ran the numbers based on what I saw in the box. They made less year over year. So I bet they don't make a lot of it when it comes out. It's not going to be like 100,000 boxes. It's going to be 25,000 boxes maybe. And you're going to get about 100 cards per. I don't think there's autos, but you're getting about 100 cards per box. It'll be a Topps Chrome hobby box more or less. And you're definitely getting a lot of numbered cards out of that. You usually get about 6 to 7 numbered cards, which is pretty fun to have. And I still got one sitting on the shelf. I bought it for $150, and I should have bought more. And it's just sitting on a shelf collecting dust. I wanted to sit on that one. I didn't want to gamble and open that one, even though it is fun. But my mind could change. You never know. But right now, it's sitting on a shelf.
It has become so hard in many ways because the hobby just kind of keeps circling around, and there's actually a lot of good products. And this rookie class is pretty good, but stuff is expensive. And at a certain point, you got to like pick and choose what you like, what you want to open, what you could possibly sell. And I end up getting some of the Cosmic Chrome, and I was like, do you open them or sell them?
Well,
This is not good.
That's not good. I don't know what the injury was. Maybe it was precautionary, but yeah, he said Acuna left the game hurt. That's
man, that's not good. I really would like to see him win MVP because I have a monstrous stack of buyback if he wins it.
Well, I tell you what I did. The moment that the odds went in the favor of Mookie Betts for about a week, I sold about half of what I had for Acuna for the buyback, but I sold it at about 65% of total buyback price. So I'm giving somebody the opportunity to gamble on that and buy the cards for, $14 a piece, basically on average for the base cards. And hope you get a return on your investment to go up to 20 so you can make some money. But I wanted equal amounts Mookie Betts and Acuna, and I had way more Acuna than I had Mookie Betts, and I did not want to take that gamble. I said, I'm going to do the smart thing, and I'm going to basically even these stacks out. So I'm going to sell that much Acuna and see what happens. That way I don't feel bad. But I was holding, the bag on one of them. Oh, he says he's okay. Well, that's cool.
He had 2 hits. He's 2 for 3 in that game. He did leave the game. I just checked.
I tell you what, it's been a fun down the stretch for the NL MVP. So many different things going on. Acuna obviously is setting stolen base and home run, kind of like a 60-40 guy almost. You've got Matt Olson hitting bombs. You've got Mookie Betts. You've got Freddie Freeman. You've got lots of good depth there in the NL. The AL is just a runaway. I can't see Shohei not winning it.
No, yeah. The one thing you got
actually,
the
go ahead.
I watched the Rays and Orioles. They were on Fox yesterday. They're battling out for the division. They're battling it out head to head. There's a lot of good races coming up in the wild cards. It's crazy, man. I think that's the thing with the Braves. They have such a big lead. I think they're going to shut down a lot of their guys that last week going to the end of the season there. But man, there's a lot of good races. And I was at first, I was not a big fan of them expanding the wild card as much as they did. And now I kind of like it because it gives a lot of, like, there's a lot of battles still taking place to get in.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun down the stretch. I still expect to be disappointed from my Brewers, whether they make it or not. They don't go far in the playoffs because they never do. But, you got to get there first, and hopefully they do that. I haven't checked them in the standings this week, but last time I checked, they were ahead of the Cubs by a couple games. So, yeah, obviously the MLB playoffs down the stretch here should be pretty exciting. Like you said, love the new format for the playoffs, even though it is a little bit win or go home kind of thing. It's almost like the NCAA tournament in a way, with how few games you get to either win or lose, right? So I don't know. Do you want to talk anything else MLB wise, card releases or anything like that, or switch over to some NFL talk?
Let's go to NFL here in a second, but I am surprised because I had a notification on my Facebook 1 year ago. This was like a week ago that Topps had put out a picture of Adley Rutschman and the new design for this year. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen the new design put out yet. I wonder if Fanatics is kind of changing that around a little bit. But man, Series 1 for next year with the players that are going to be in it looks absolutely incredible. I mean, dude,
yeah,
Pete Crow, I'm excited for Pete Crow Armstrong, even though he hasn't hit the ball at all. The catches that dude made the other night are incredible. That guy is fast. He's athletic. Hopefully his back comes around. It's just as a Cubs fan, Ellie De La Cruz, Henry Davis. I mean,
Dominguez, Frelick.
Dude, there is so many guys.
It's loaded. Yeah, that is way deeper than we've seen in quite a while. And this year was pretty deep.
But, and then Heston Kjerstad, are they going to get him in? He just got called up today.
Some of these guys are going to end up in Series 2. They have to be.
Would think.
You would think they would spread it out a bit because it's possible you put all of these guys in Series 1 and then you don't get much for Series 2. But yeah, that there. Noelve Marte too. Forgot
about him. Dude, there's so many guys.
The list goes on and on and on, and it's pretty crazy to think that all that could show up in Series 1 next year. And you know what they'll do, and hopefully they give us a glimpse of the odds first, but make one of the products of Series 1, like we saw this year with the Jumbos, make it all juiced, and then we can all go after that, buy cases of it, and then let's skip the rest. But they'll probably screw it up somehow.
Topps, please, I'm begging you, change the golden mirror. I'm sick of pulling golden mirror trash bag players. Please get rid of the golden mirror SPs. Give me Hall of Famers and stars, please, because that golden mirror SSP thing is. Give me back regular SPs. Give me it, please, and then throw in something new. Because somebody mentioned, there's been lots of people mentioning that they really do need to come up with some new stuff that generate some value for the money that you're putting into these products. And
for sure. Well, it's only as expensive as either a license or the cost to print the card, right? So, or design the card maybe. But they have to provide some value year over year to increase the fun factor, especially when you run the risk of printing everything to absolute, the moon. I just think it would have to be something that factors into those boardroom discussions or the team discussions. Like, how are we going to make Series 1 fun next year? Somebody probably had the idea about the golden mirror this year. Somebody probably had the idea of, hey, let's juice up hobby. Somebody had the idea of, hey, let's do these nickname cards. And you see those year over year. And the home field advantage cards from the year prior. But like you said, missing the SSPs this year, can you imagine with update printed as much as it was right now in front of us versus last year? And if they actually had SPs in there and not these mythical SSPs, it would add value in a way, even in spite of a bad checklist. And I think that would increase the fun factor. So hopefully they would bring something like that back in image variations. I mean, that's always been something I've enjoyed about Topps products. The photography of the image variation is always pretty fun because usually they're pretty iconic, fun images too. They need to be better at that. And hopefully lesson learned this year with the 990 SSPs that we saw. Just way too many. You don't need to do that. Nobody needs an SSP of Joe Musgrove. Nobody. Even Joe Musgrove doesn't need that.
So you open up a case of cards, right? And you pull a Golden Mirror SSP of the Chicago White Sox team card.
Right.
Who
wants that?
That is as bad as you can get. I mean, the only way those team cards are, now, if they would have won the World Series, that's a whole different story. But that's a big if. I don't know. I have a beef with no SPs and no good SSPs. But that was just I wanted to hit on Series 1 before we move to Week 1 of the NFL.
Yeah, I guess somebody, carddeal.com makes a good point here about HFA and Aces were stolen ideas from Panini. I do agree that they were likely stolen ideas. I mean, Panini just paid a $25 million lawsuit about a stolen idea from Wildcard, of all things. So they do all steal from each other a little bit, but yeah, I would bet, even in spite of the designers at Topps, I don't know what they make for a living, but I would bet if you crowdsource hey, let's get creative on a parallel and let's do a little workshop or something. Let's have a contest to see who can create the best new parallel for us. I'm guessing the crowd of the audience could think of better things than some of the stuff they've peddled in front of us. But hey, what do we know? We're not experts. It's not what we do for a living. Some of us teach gyms, some of us are engineers.
There's some really cool stuff you can do, like whoever came up with Kaboom's amazing idea. The Downtown's amazing idea. I like the nickname ones that Topps did this year. I do like those.
That was creative. That was one of the more creative ones. There's a couple new ones in Update. There's Action Stars and there's I forget what it's called, but there's a couple new ones that are different than like your advanced statistics or the boring ones. I like the Sweet Shades one. Back when they had that in the foil cards. That was cool. I actually went through some of my cards the other day. I had an Ohtani Sweet Shades. I was like, damn, I wish I would have graded this card like 6 months ago. I probably would have been happy. I mean, it looked really clean, but I'm not sure I'll grade it now, but I wish I would have. But cards like that would have been fun to grade.
I just feel like there's a million things you could do. I mean, and add value. I like that whatever they were calling them, the sensations cards that they had of Gunner. I pulled the Gunner out of Sapphire. That was a cool looking insert. I'm like, man, that's eye catching. Now, granted, it's Sapphire, but like I said, I think Stryker's even said this many times. He's like, hire me, I'll come up with some amazing ideas. We'll make them super short prints. You could do that's another thing. Instead of having insert sets, which they're going to be, why not just have multiple super short print sets within a set? Like have a golden mirror. Okay, give me golden mirror, but then also give me another run of some Kaboom type. Or, then they've been doing that with HFA, but you got to make them good. And then add another one within the set.
Lucky Peter actually has a really good idea here. Either you could do a Groundhog Day parallel like numbered to 29 or something like that you do every 4 years.
That'd
Or
be cool.
you could do the President's Day with the current, whichever president you're on. I think those are cool ideas of things that you could do that, you've got Independence Day, you got Mother's Day, Father's Day. I don't know, throw a Groundhog Day and and the President's Day in there. That'd be kind of cool.
I like the if you go back through and look, Topps used to do a lots of the first pitch of the celebrities and stars who threw out first pitches because there's a lot of people throughout the year that throw out the first pitch at every game across 162 games for every team. There's a lot of cool cards like the Eddie Vedder. I got him sitting right over here. The Eddie Vedder first pitch.
Oh, wow.
That card raw right now is still $10 to $20, not graded. If you can get that card in a PSA 10, please let me have a chance to buy it because I can't find one.
Yeah.
And I've looked over a bunch and I can't, because at the time people ripped those out of the packs and just threw them in the boxes. They weren't even thinking about grading them. But
that's a good point.
Let me snag it. You keep going. Keep going on that thought.
Yeah, I guess one of the things. Well, I was going to switch gears to NFL talk, but I'll do as a filler while he's up. Aaron Rodgers, 4 plays for the New York Jets, gets hurt, tears his Achilles. He was on the Pat McAfee show today saying, he was kind of smiling and he was kind of like, well, anything's possible. I really think he's itching to do a very quick comeback here. I don't know that it'll be successful, but as a former Packer, and I'm a Packer fan, so I've watched Green Bay my whole life. I was glad to see him go because I think Jordan Love was ready to play. I was ready to see him move on. I didn't want another year of drama. However, no way would I have ever wished upon anything that he would get hurt like that in the fourth play of the game, more or less. Third drop back. I mean, it was just gut wrenching to watch. I'm thinking he cannot go out like that. So I guess I'm rooting for a comeback and see what happens. But he seemed in very good spirits. Seemed like he was ready to have a real quick comeback. He was looking at Kobe Bryant's. When Kobe played, he had his torn Achilles tendon right around his age 34 season. He came back in 8 months. He was using those references, saying, "What's the quickest I can get back?" And McAfee and the crew, the game day crew, said, "Are you coming back for the playoffs?" And he said, he kind of smiled and he's like, "Well, I'm not going to say that I am, but anything is possible." I mean, that would be insane.
That would be crazy.
It actually did. I would. I mean, he would be forever minted as like the greatest perseverance guy, comeback player of the year in a single season if he did that. I don't think it'll happen, but man, I never say never.
I got 3 things. I'm going to write these down because I'm going to forget. The first thing is it kills it doesn't kill the Packers, but you lose a first round draft pick because the guy doesn't play. They had a clause that I think if he played 70% of the snaps this year, the Packers would get the first round pick. So that sucks for the Packers. The second thing brings up people are now calling for, and I've thought this forever. These dudes are worth a ton of money. And these fields, some of them are trash. I mean, Soldier Field has been notorious for being one of the worst freaking fields to play on because of the turf. And these fields are just you gotta come up with a surface that is as safe as possible for some of these guys.
Yeah, it's interesting. Everybody was like on the I hate field turf, give us grass, campaign this week. The one thing I would combat that with, and I know the NFL is a different game. It's a much faster game. Obviously the guys are giving it their all in every play. Most of them are. A lot of high school surfaces now are field turf. I don't see. I mean, obviously, bigger, stronger, faster plays into it. You get too big for your tendons. I don't care what surface you play on. You're gonna risk injury. that's going to happen when you got a small tendon or something in your body. You can't make the tendon bigger by working out a lot. The tendon is the tendon. You know, whether it's your ACL, whether it's your MCL, whether it's your Achilles tendon, whether it's your UCL, you name it, you push the muscle and you push that physics to the limit, the tendons are going to be the thing that suffers. I'm not a doctor, but looking at like high school fields, I don't see a ton of ACL tears on high school fields because the bodies are relatively underdeveloped. They're not overdeveloped. And you've got a lot of college stadiums too. You don't see a ton of injuries on college stadiums, but you sure as hell do in the NFL. So there's got to be a right balance there. There's the balance of pushing physics beyond where it should be for performance reasons. And then there's the field. And, you know, unless you're going to switch all college and all high school back to natural grass, which you've just done away with, in a lot of cases, you know, HSE over by me, Hamilton Southeastern, it's been field turf since I've been here for 15 years. We don't have a ton of ACL injuries on the football field. But then again, these guys are in high school. Cleats matter. You know, whether you're wearing spikes in the rubber, there's so many factors that play into that. And like you said, Soldier Field being grass and it sucks. Or the old Washington field when it was before it was FedEx Field, whenever it was, I don't remember what it was before then. But that field was notorious for being terrible in the weather. You had the Pittsburgh field that one year with all that rain and everything was all sloppy. Green Bay, they you know, there's no perfect answer, but I would say there's a lot of factors that go into it. So just saying immediately, like, we should ban all field turf and everything should be natural grass, it's not going to fix the injuries. It certainly won't. So I got my soapbox.
The last thing I have on the Packers, Aaron Rodgers, Jets thing, that bar owner, that dude, the bar owner who offered that free drinks if the Packers or free drinks if the Jets beat the Packers, I think it was. Did you see that? So, no, if the Pack, yeah, so anyway, they're offering this thing. And or no, it's not the Jets beat the Packers, but if they lose the game,
yep,
they get free drinks on the house. So this place is packed, and they show video of it. So Aaron Rodgers goes down, and they're down 10 points. Imagine the tabs that are getting run up.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And then they actually have to pay the bill.
And then they come back and win that game and had to pay the bill. That dude made bank that night.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
You lived in Wisconsin. You know how much Wisconsin people drink some beer.
Especially during a Packer game. I mean, yeah, I used to go to parties at friends' house and family members' house, and that was party from pregame until well after postgame, depending if it was a Sunday or a Monday night or a Thursday night. It was like it was a regular occurrence. But yeah, those were the days, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, week 1 of the NFL, a lot of overreaction about how Joe Burrow sucks, Josh Allen sucks, Patrick Mahomes will suck this year, Justin Herbert sucks, a lot of guys suck. Jordan Love is the best thing ever. Brock Purdy's going to be a Hall of Famer. I mean, it's 1 week, guys. We do this every single year. And every year, it seems like you need 5-6 weeks to feel everything out. I go back to the year the Colts won the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning for the first time. They were the favorites to win the Super Bowl the years prior to that, and they lost every single time. And then everybody's like, oh, you got to bench 18. He sucks. He's terrible. Maybe you got to move off 18. He's just never going to get it done, right? And I was like, that's the year that they actually win because nobody thinks of them as winning. So would I be surprised if Josh Allen and the Bills go deep into the playoffs this year? I mean, a little bit, but I wouldn't because everybody right now is betting against them. And they sucked in week 1. And there were times that even when the Colts won that Super Bowl back in 2005, hell, the Super Bowl winner from last year was the Chiefs, and they didn't come out of the gates guns a-blazing. So I would say don't overreact in week one. It is hard to tell what's going to happen from 1 week, let alone 4 weeks. Josh Allen could go down as a very disappointing season, very Brett Favre-ish with too many gambling mistakes on the field. But it's just one game. It was the Jets. They're a good defense. He doesn't play well in New York. He never has. Go look at the stats. He's never played well in New York. Give him a couple home games. They'll be right back on track. Same with Joe Burrow. Yeah, they lost to the Browns. So what? There's 16 games left, and a lot can happen. And a lot of them didn't play in the preseason anyway. And honestly, they probably treated week one as a preseason game. So, yeah, you're going to see a lot of ebbs and flows throughout the early part of the season. If you're holding cards of guys, don't panic sell. I'm holding some Josh Allen right now. It's way down. I'm not going to panic sell, but, I was hoping he'd have a good week one so I could sell it, but now I got to hold it for a little bit, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it is early. You never know what's going to happen. It's a long season too, man. And again, we had an injury already. Injuries can really change a season. If your team stays healthy or not, it can really affect you. But man,
hell, Kirk Cousins last night looked like the best thing ever.
Dude, Kirk Cousins puts up numbers. Justin Jefferson cannot fumble that ball at the goal line, man. Too many turnovers. They've had just too many turnovers. They played pretty decent ball, but they just keep turning it over.
Have you watched the Netflix series Quarterback yet?
I have not, no.
You should watch that. It's actually pretty good. The three guys that they shadow in that show are Kirk Cousins, Marcus Mariota, and Patrick Mahomes. I tell you what, Kirk Cousins, you really see what an aging NFL quarterback goes through. Taking all those hits, getting cracked ribs. It was really interesting and eye-opening to watch. I know maybe they played it up a little bit because it was TV, sure. I mean, you just so happen to be following the guy that, gets hurt and blah, blah, blah during the season, loses the first round of the playoffs. Seems a little soap opera-ish. But, hey, I tell you what, Kirk Cousins will try anything to be a very good quarterback no matter what, whether it be the mind stuff. He wears like this beanie with all these sensors on it. That was pretty interesting. Does the cold therapy, does psychology with the team psychologist every week. I mean, he does a lot to try and be as good as he can be. I got a whole nother level of respect for guys like that. He's not just out there faffing around, gunslinging it. He does work really hard at his craft, even though he's disappointed so many times on national television.
I'll have to check that out. I mean, if you have him on your fantasy team, you are pumped. Through 2 games. Well, 708 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 pick, 114 QB rating through 2 games. He's killing it. But again, the team's turning it over too much. I think they've had 6 turnovers in 2 games. He's only had 1 pick. I don't know if he's fumbled the ball, though. That's one thing I didn't look at. Doesn't say right there. But I would take Kirk Cousins over Justin Fields. I'll tell you that right now. I'd make that trade with GM right now. He's better than Justin Fields.
I take Jordan Love over Justin Fields. I take Jared Goff over Justin Fields. Justin Fields is the worst quarterback in that division. I hate to say it. You already knew that.
I already knew that. I sold my stuff, so.
I did too. I don't have any Justin Fields. I had a couple things I pulled last year. When he got hot, I sold it all. So, yeah, I don't look back on that.
We're right about an hour. Do you want to go on, or do you want to do a box battle, buddy?
We can do a box battle.
Awesome. We
can chit chat and answer some of the chat questions. I know we haven't brought a lot of it up, but all right. So I forget the last time we did a box battle, you won.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Down goes Frazier. My tripod went down. Chrome, we gonna get any buyback out here? That buyback, man.
I was gonna say the buyback might be the best card.
It could be. It could be.
It could be. I mean, you could pull a Volpe refractor, and I bet a buyback beats it.
I mean, Again, whoever at Topps came up with that idea, true gold. Like, that was a good idea.
All right. Oh, man. The lighting down here is terrible. I got Bubba Thompson. Freddie Freeman. I've got Leovri Peguero and a refractor. Ivan Herrera, rookie refractor. I don't think that's going to get it done.
So Nelson Velasquez was traded for my Cubbies to KC. He just hit another home run. I just pulled a rookie card of his.
Well, you can get his rookie card and update.
Judge. There's Freddie Freeman.
Bichette, Alcantara, India, Tovar, 88, and Vladdy Pink. It's a cool card. It's a cool looking card.
Not the angel you want to see in the Prism Refractor. It is not Ohtani.
Who was it?
Taylor Ward.
Anybody you guys want to know the right way to pronounce Logan? Some people say Ohop, some people say Ohapi. I watched some clips today. The people that work for the Angels who interview him refer to him as Logan Ohapi. So that is the correct way to say it. In case you're wondering.
So I got an autograph in my box.
What? Man, you're gonna win.
Not a good autograph by any means.
Still
Tommy Henry, rookie autograph.
Rookie prism of who the hell? Michael Toglia. Okay. Hunter Brown, rookie. Yeah, I think you're gonna win.
So let me ask you the question. Is the Aaron Judge pink worth more than the Tommy Henry autograph, though? I don't know. Like, seriously.
That's a tough call.
Somebody in the chat, you gotta look up some eBay counts right now. Oh, Siri says
Drury, Blackman, Yachty. I'm down to 3 packs to go. I didn't pull anything yet.
I got 3: Lubom, Ortiz, Abrams, and Bobby Witts. Nothing like a Tommy Henry.
Abreu, Cal Mitchell, Hunter Brown again, O'Neal Cruz, Future Stars, Sepia, Anthony Rendon. I didn't even know he was still in the league. I'm down to 2 packs to go. And,
the one thing I'll say after opening up 3 cases of Chrome Blasters, there have been no boxes with 2 hits in them.
I'm down to my last pack. I don't even think I have a good card yet.
Unreal.
Last pack mojo. Maybe. Mullins, Peraza. Wow. Prado, Mackenzie Gore, and last but not least, Christopher Morel Pink. Oh, no, Nelson Velasquez. Speaking of Nelson Velasquez, that's probably my best card.
Little pink.
It ain't very good, but that's my best card.
I mean, I hit an auto. I'm pretty happy about that. Just not the right guy, you know? Dude, that's the one thing about Chrome this year is it's loaded with a lot of stuff with the buyback, but there are so many autograph checklists. It's like, I think it's 139 different people. It is really hard hitting the good players. So
lots of good base rookies, or decent ones. Nothing crazy though.
Nothing crazy. No Ohtanis, no Ronalds.
Ivan Herrera, who's better, Ivan Herrera or Nelson Velasquez?
That's a good question.
Because Ivan Herrera refractor, does that beat a Nelson Velasquez pink?
That's a good question. I don't know how Ivan Herrera is doing. I just know I've been seeing Velasquez pop up with some home runs.
You said he's on the
he's on the Royals now.
Royals now?
Yeah. Hitting bombs. He's hitting bombs, baby. Well, man, what a show. Thanks for all the chat. Make sure you're checking out John's channel, ERB Sports. What a what a action-packed night. Logo Fractor, Bowman Chrome, Sapphire, update, all the new releases, week 1 of the NFL. Heston Kjerstad making his debut, hitting a bomb. Talked about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers and the Bears. Series 1 next year. Holy crap, that was a lot of stuff.
Oh, shoot. We didn't even talk about the NBA.
The NBA is starting up.
Training camp starts soon. Man, I'm looking forward to that.
John's juices are blowing for that, baby. He's ready for Steph Curry to come out.
I'm ready for Steph Curry and De'Aaron Fox to be in the Western Conference Finals this year. I'm going to think it into existence.
I'm going to watch some Kyle Busch, hopefully win Bristol tomorrow night. Let's go, baby. Playoffs for NASCAR. Man. Mark wants a lock for this weekend for F1, I believe.
Oh, man.
He's got to do the research and development, and he'll have a pick on what, Sunday morning?
I don't usually pick a lot of F1. I usually do IndyCar. I tell you, my IndyCar record this year was not as good as last year. It was 9 wins and 8 losses. Last year, I was very close to about 80% win rate. I could never get Alex Palou right. Alex Palou dominated this year, won 5 races, and every single time he won, I didn't pick him. So that's 5 losses right there. And then Scott Dixon, I only picked him to win 1 week, and then he won 3 more races. So that's my 8 losses right there. Dixon and Palou were basically all the losses I took. And but yeah, got Newgarden right every time. Got Kirkwood right every time. I don't know, F1. Trying to bring it up on my phone here. I mean, it's hard to pick against Verstappen, but it depends where they're at.
Hasn't he won almost all the races this year?
Singapore this week. It is okay. So Singapore. Man, it's a tough track to pass. Yeah, I mean, obviously, oh man. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if Verstappen starts on the pole, it's hard to bet against him because I just think it's a tough track to pass. Whoever leads into the first corner is probably going to win the race. But yeah, that's a fun race to watch. It's a night race over in the hot tropical climate of Singapore, and I can't wait for that Vegas race. I've said that before. Cannot wait for that Vegas race. They're getting close to being done with some of the construction. I keep kind of keeping tabs on it because they had a lot of work to do, and yeah, they haven't even done the paving yet for the pit lane and the main start finish line. They haven't even finished that yet, and we're 2 months away. They don't even. It's still dirt.
Wow, that's crazy.
You guys are really waiting till the last minute on this, aren't you? Now I know they can lay out a road in 2 weeks. I've seen around here you can go from dirt gravel to a finished product in 2 weeks, but the asphalt will not have time to cure, so it'll be very oily, which will probably affect the racing surface. I don't know if they'll treat it with something, but it's going to be a fun race to watch, but they still have a ton of work to do in the next 2 months before that race goes live on November 18th. So, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd probably pick Verstappen this week. Good value bet might be Perez at 12-1. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to pick.
Well, buddy, let's wrap it up and get out of here. Appreciate everybody for stepping in the box and coming on to batter up with Brett and John. That was fun, dude. It's been a couple weeks. I missed it. We'll have to we're going to try to get a flow going again, but it's tough. We don't really want to compete on Sunday with football. We don't really want to compete Sunday night with football. Sometimes on the weekend, it depends. Friday night might be a pretty decent night.
Friday night's not a bad choice. Thursday, we would go head-to-head with Sports Card Radio. Yeah, Friday or Saturday night might be the best option.
Yeah, through the football season. So
yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Awesome, dude. Thanks, John, and thanks for everybody for tuning in.
Thank you, guys.
Have a wonderful weekend. Good luck on your box rips. And until next time, peace.
Take care, everybody.